The cameras were rolling, the audience buzzed with anticipation, and Bill Maher leaned back in his chair with that trademark smirk, the smirk that had cut down countless guests before her. But this time, it wasn't just another night of cynical one-liners and smug commentary. This time, the guest across from him wasn't laughing. It was Jasmine Crockett, known for her razor-sharp tongue and fearless confrontations. Crockett had stepped onto Maher's stage with fire already burning in her eyes. She wasn't there to nod politely. She wasn't there to let his sarcasm slide unchecked. And she certainly wasn't there to be the butt of a smug monologue. The clash began small, a joke here, a jab there. But within minutes, the atmosphere in the studio shifted. The laughter thinned. The crowd exchanged uneasy glances, and everyone watching could feel it. This wasn't going to end with polite applause. By the time voices were raised, by the time Crockett leaned across the table and Maher lifted his hands in mock defense, the tension had already boiled over. And when security finally intervened, the unthinkable happened. Jasmine Crockett was escorted off Bill Maher's stage live in front of millions. No outro, no polite wave, just chaos, humiliation, and an abrupt ending that left the audience stunned. The night had begun like so many others on Real Time with Bill Maher. The studio lights dimmed, the theme music blared, and Maher walked confidently onto the stage, waving to the cheering audience. He launched into his monologue with ease. Sarcastic barbs, knowing smirks, every joke landing with the polished timing of a man who built his career sneering at power and sometimes wielding it himself. Then came the panel. Guests filed in, each taking a seat around the table. But all eyes were on Jasmine Crockett. From the moment she sat down, it was obvious she wasn't intimidated by Maher, his stage, or his audience. She leaned back, arms crossed, a faint smirk tugging at her lips as if to say, "Go on. Try me." Maher noticed. He always did. He thrived on tension, on that flicker of resistance he could twist into comedy gold. And tonight, he had the perfect foil. So, Maher began, tilting his head with condescension. "We're joined tonight by Representative Jasmine Crockett, the woman who's made more headlines in committee hearings than most politicians make in their careers." The crowd chuckled, half amused, half curious. Crockett leaned in slightly, eyes narrowing. "Headlines happen when you tell the truth," she replied smoothly. Maher smirked, hands raised. "Oh, don't get me wrong. I love a good soundbite. You've got the fire, no doubt about that. But sometimes I wonder if fire alone gets the job done." The audience laughed, sensing the dig. Crockett's smirk widened, but her voice dropped lower, sharper. "Fire gets the job done when a room is full of people asleep at the wheel." The laughter faltered. A ripple of surprise ran through the crowd. Maher's grin stiffened, but he pressed on. Okay, I walked into that one. But come on, sometimes it feels less like debate and more like performance." Crockett leaned forward, eyes locked on him. "And what exactly do you think you're doing here, Bill? This isn't performance." She gestured to the cameras, the audience, the lights. "This is a stage, and every week you sit in that chair performing cynicism like it's gospel." The crowd gasped, a sharp collective intake of breath. Maher raised his brows, feigning surprise, his smirk twitching. "Well," he said slowly, "someone came ready to fight tonight. I came ready to tell the truth. If that feels like a fight, maybe you should ask yourself why." The audience erupted. Cheers, whistles, nervous laughter. For some, it was still entertainment. For others, it felt like something raw had just begun.